G'day guys, Gooks here. Today is a sad day for me and many other people, especially those of us who spent our teenage years in the 1990s listening to the hard rock of that era. Chris Cornell, formerly of Soundgarden, an audio slave, passed away a couple of days ago and got the news last night. And I have been on a bit of a whirlwind ever since. So I'm going to tell my story of how I discovered Soundgarden and Chris Cornell, and it was 15, uh, and it was the year Super Unknown came out, or was it 95? I can't remember, but I remember hearing Spoon Man and then the song Black Hole Sun, and there was just something deliberately sad and angsty. It was instantly recognizable as grunge, I guess you could say. And I really liked the lyrics at the time, being an angsty teenager myself. It fit. So I went out and I got the album Super Unknown, and from the minute I heard Drown Me, then it was My Wave, Fell on Black Days, Mailman, and I went, what the hell is this awesome music? And I went through the whole album, you know, and it just blew my mind because there was just something about that music that was just so visceral for me. And Chris Cornell, beautiful vocal style, interposed with his sad lyrics, metaphoric lyrics, was just brilliant. And then I went, okay, I need to get the rest of their back catalogue. And I got the next album I got was Bad Motorfinger, and it blew me away. It was one of the most incredible albums. To this day, it remains one of my all-time favorite albums. Chris Cornell and his vocals and his lyrics were just amazing. If you've never heard the song Slaves and Bulldozers, I really recommend you going and listening to that song, even if Soundgarden is a band that's never interested you. Um, Slaves and Bulldozers would have to be one of the finest moments in hard rock in the 90s. The lyrics are just amazing. And I guess now looking back over Soundgarden, and looking at the next album after Super Unknown, which was Down on the Upside, songs like Pretty Noose, you could tell that Chris Cornell was not the most necessarily stable person, um, mentally, as far as depression goes. Um, and then he did Audio Slave, which was fantastic. Um, in the early 90s, did Temple of the Dog with Pearl Jam and Soundgarden together. And then to hear the news that Chris Cornell, at the age of 52, had taken his own life. And it wasn't just that Chris Cornell had taken his own life, it instantly brought back reminiscences of how I felt in 1994, once again at the age of 15, when Kurt Cobain took a shotgun and blew his head off. Or in 19, I can't remember what year it was, maybe it was 98, 97, 98, something like that, when Lane Stanley died of a heroin overdose from Lane Stanley from Alice in Chains. And it just keeps reflecting back to me. I remember what my parents said about grunge music, and it was so depressing and it was so sad. There was just something incomplete with these people who were writing this music. These tortured artists, and Chris Cornell definitely is a tortured artist, and one who will be greatly missed. A beautiful, beautiful voice, one of the best lyricists of my lifetime. Great guitarist. Chris Cornell, you will be missed because no matter what project you did, whether it was solo, whether it was with Audioslave, Soundgarden, or any other band, you were instantly recognizable. We knew you as our hero. We didn't know you, but or myself, I knew you as my hero. Thank you for your music. Thank you for helping me through that teenage anxiety that most people suffer in their mid teens with your music. This is Googs and Vale, Chris Cornell.